Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my 31-32 week pregnancy update. I just got back from my maternity photo shoot, so if you guys would like to see this makeup look, I can definitely film like a get ready with me of pictures, throw in some pictures from my maternity shoot. I think they came out absolutely great. And then of course include a tutorial for this particular makeup look that I did today for my photo shoot. So we'll just dive right into the video and tell you what's been going on with myself and with baby for the past 2 weeks. Now that I'm in my 33rd week, I'm going to try and edit this video tonight so I can get it up for you guys tomorrow, so you can stay tuned for that. Let's just see here. Alright, so for the 31st week of pregnancy, it says your baby is about the size of a coconut. It says about your baby's growth. This week your baby measures over 16 inches long. She weighs about 3.5 pounds, about the size of a coconut, and is heading into a growth spurt. She can turn her head from side to side. Her arms, legs, and body are beginning to plump out as fat accumulates underneath her skin, and she's probably moving a lot too. So you may have trouble sleeping because the kicks and somersaults can keep you up. So that's what it said about baby. And then for myself and basically the changes that I would be experiencing during that particular week, it just basically talked about how your life is changing and how the muscles in the uterus are like tightening here and there and such. Sorry, I'm kind of out of breath. So yeah, just many women feel these random contractions called Braxton Hicks contractions. They're in the second half of pregnancy, and often they last about 30 seconds, and they're pretty irregular. So they just call these basically like practice contractions because you would experience them as if it would be contractions, but of course they wouldn't be on a consistent basis. And regular contractions are supposed to get, you know, worse and stronger as time progresses. So I have been experiencing some of that. I would say the times that I experience it are generally in the evening times. I'll just randomly be like in my daughter's nursery, and I'll be like putting things together, and then all of a sudden I'll have to like kind of pause and like bend over onto the crib just because I am getting like some contractions just going on. But like I said, it hasn't been anything, you know, anything too painful or anything like that. It happens, and just like the app says, after 30 seconds, it kind of goes away. And like it mentioned for a baby that she's very active, definitely have been feeling that. You guys kind of know, just following through with my pregnancy journey here on my channel, she's just always been very active. The moment I started feeling her, it was like it never stopped. She continually is moving around. I would say when I look at my belly, when I'm laying flat, like on my back when I lay down for bed, because before bedtime I try to kind of read her story a couple of times a week. So when we're spending that time together, I notice she is super active. And if you look at your belly, you will of course see like random little movements popping out. But generally what I will see is almost like a wave going through my belly. So she'll go in like one area, and then all of a sudden it'll start curving up and become really protruding in a certain part of the body. So that was definitely occurring. And then for the 32nd week of pregnancy, it says that by now your baby weighs 3 3/4 pounds, about the size of a large jicama. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not really familiar with this fruit, but just so you guys can see, I don't know if it's like a fruit or a vegetable. It looks kind of like the size of kind of like a large onion or something like that. So that's what it says she's the size of. She's taking up a lot of space in my uterus. And you're gaining about 1 pound a week, and roughly half of that goes into, of course, the baby's weight. It's saying how her toenails and fingernails and real hair are basically forming. Her skin is becoming smooth and nice and soft. So for that, I would definitely say that she's growing at a little bit faster pace than what the app says, because I actually went in and I did a 3D ultrasound. If you guys aren't familiar, basically this is something that's not covered by your insurance. It's a 3D, 4D where you get to see the baby a little more in depth, and the 4D portion is basically seeing the baby in movement. So I got to have like a little video footage of her. We got some really nice shots. We actually went in for that particular 3D. And the first time I went, unfortunately, she was really, really low, the ultrasound tech said, and kind of pushing up against my uterus and on my belly. So we couldn't get a glimpse of her face, but the ultrasound tech was super nice. If you live in the tri-state area, I definitely would recommend going to her. She's located in Union, New Jersey, and it is called Love at First Sight. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below in the description bar for those of you that are looking to do something like that. She was super kind, made me feel so comfortable. You got to bring up to 10 people, so I brought like cousins and our parents and stuff like that, and it was lots of fun. And unfortunately, because we couldn't see the baby at that particular time, free of charge, she allowed me to come back the following week and redo it. So we just did it a couple of days ago, and we were able to get a lot more shots. I do suggest you drinking lots and lots of water, because that's going to cause more amniotic fluid to be around the baby. The more fluid, of course, the easier it is to see the baby's face. So I did that, and we got a few shots of her actually smiling in the womb. So looks like she's definitely a happy baby and having a good time hanging out in mommy's belly. So we did that, and then of course we have the video footage. And in the package that we selected, they now do like these teddy bears where they'll record the heartbeat on the ultrasound machine and then insert it into the bear. So our particular nursery isn't necessarily like themed like character like or anything like that. We went with more blush and gold color scheme, and then little hints of elephants I did do in her room. So we decided to choose the elephant stuffed animal, and then anytime we press on it, we get to hear her heartbeat. So that's of course super special. So when we went into that, they actually give you a birth weight of what your baby's currently weighing, and she's already close to 5 pounds. So she's definitely gonna be a bit larger end of the scale as far as her size. So that was cool, you know, to find out, even though it's making me a little more scared for labor, because the bigger the baby, the harder it is to, you know, vaginally deliver, I would assume. So yeah, that's basically what it said about her for the 32nd week of pregnancy. And then all it said for myself is basically how your blood volume is increasing, how your baby's growing needs, so that's the reason that's occurring in your body, how you could be having shortness of breath, which, as you guys could kind of tell in this video, it is definitely something that I'm experiencing. I experienced that, I want to say like a month or two ago, but then it kind of went away. But I guess now with just basically the more weight and stuff like that, it's becoming a lot harder. And the most important thing that it told me about was about heartburn. So unfortunately, I have definitely been experiencing heartburn. It was something I never experienced in my life, but now that I have it, it just feels absolutely horrible, uncomfortable. I wake up about 3 times in the night because I have to use the bathroom, and then I wake up with horrible heartburn. So literally right next to our bed on the left of me is our dresser, and I have a nice big bottle of Tums there. Tums is safe during pregnancy, so you guys don't have to worry if you do have heartburn. Definitely pop into Tums. I usually take 1 a day at max. Same thing, I don't like overdoing anything. So I do that, and then I kind of fall back to sleep. So that's been a plus having that, but the heartburn has been quite uncomfortable. So that's what's been going on with baby and myself for the past 2 weeks. Oh, before I forget, my bump shot. So I'll just stand on up. I almost forgot to show you guys the baby bump. So this isn't a return shirt. This is just a regular shirt that I'm wearing. But this is what baby girl looks like from the front. And then this is what she looks like from the side. So she's definitely getting up there, getting bigger. It's a black shirt, so it kind of hides it a little bit. I'll just kind of lift it up so you guys could see, because I generally don't show it to you like that. But just so you could see, that's what's going on with baby now. So if you guys have any further questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it, and as always, subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. If you are familiar with my channel, you know that I post about my pregnancy, as well as beauty is generally what my channel is about, so you guys can follow along with me on that, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye!